In today's practice, we're going to be moving forward and back on the mat. And so having a chair nearby might be useful. And you don't have to use it if you feel like you're getting back in the swing of things. But sometimes it's very handy for keeping good form and feeling safe in your balance. We're going to come into a seated position to begin. Taking notice of your breathing. With each inhalation, lift the spine a little more. And with each exhalation, relax your shoulders down, bringing the neck. Feel the support from the front and side core of the body to lift the spine. And with a long spine, so not a wave movement, but a straight movement, we're going to make a big circle around the pelvis with the torso and head. And leaning back a little, leaning over to the side, leaning forward. So we're not bending in the trunk of the body, just swiveling at the hip. Good, and the other direction. Straight spine. So the neck should feel nice and easeful. Notice if you feel a little tense there. Trying to coordinate the movement. Good, and then back to center. And now we're going to do a wave-like movement forward and back. Try to get every joint in your spine in on the act of moving. You can always make really small movements at first and then exaggerate them if that feels good. Good, and up to center. Swap your legs to the other cross if you have them crossed. Maybe they're out comfortable. Your knees don't like cross legs. We're going to bend over to the side and take your opposite arm by your ear. Nice big stretch. Let's take a few breaths here. Open the heart to the ceiling, the sky beyond. Draw the shoulder blades down. Feel that ease in your neck. Good. And then coming back up. And go to the second side. So the arm that's on top is going to go by your ear. And we'll roll the right ribs back. Looking up at the ceiling, the sky beyond. And enjoying each breath. And then coming up to center. Nice work. Let's take the both arms up by the ears. We're going to lean over to the first side. And you don't have to lean a long way, but just feel the core of the body really nice and stable here. Both sides of the waist, the belly, making ease for the spine. From a strong support. Good. And then coming back up to center. And last side. Reach as long as you can with the sides of the trunk, the arms. Good, and then up to center. And releasing. And coming to an all fours position. Wide, even spaces for your fingers, press your fingerprints. A little bit of rocking forward and back. Good, you can exaggerate that movement if it feels okay and take the hips all the way back towards the heels. And as you come forward, you can even drop the hips and be in an upward facing dog pose. Take the arms out wide, make room for the chest. You can keep that movement small if you need to, or these exaggerated movements. Whatever feels like it's nourishing your body in this morning practice. Good, and then coming into all fours, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog pose. Good, and we're going to keep swinging a little bit forward and back, and they don't have to be big movements. We're trying to keep the fingerprints pressing down, the base of the index fingers pressing down. As you press back, try to press the heels down to the floor. Letting your head just hang down. Good, knees back to the floor, and rest your hands now in child's pose. Sometimes I think it's nice to squeeze the fingers into a fist and release and squeeze and letting the hands relax. And in child's pose, just taking a close look at the back of your torso. Noticing if there's any tightness there. Breathing in space, length and breadth. Good. Bring the arms all the way forward Virasana. Good. And then come on up again onto all fours. And this time we're going to put the elbows down on the floor under the shoulders. And a little bit of rocking forward and back again. So again, you can start with smaller movements, just understanding how your body feels in the posture. So noticing if your shoulders are okay. Straining your neck. Good. And then you can start to exaggerate the movement if it feels right for your body. Otherwise, you keep nice, gentle, small, subtle movements. Good. We're going to hold, taking the chest back towards the legs. You can reach your forehead and rest it on the floor, or keep reaching the top of the head forward if it doesn't reach the floor. So the back of the neck feels long. Breathing deeply into the back body. Breathing deeply into the front body. Good, and then up onto all fours. We're going to bring the left arm and the right knee towards each other. So the elbow to the knee, and curl your spine up to the ceiling and chin to the chest. And then we're going to stretch the right leg out behind and the left arm out in front. And come back to curling up as you exhale and inhale. Try to keep your fingerprints of the right hand pressing down and the base of the index finger of the right hand pressing. Good. Keep going, reaching on the inhalation. And as you exhale, squeezing the air from the front of the body. Good work. Release that side. And picking up your left knee and your right elbow and bring them towards each other. Curl the spine up to the ceiling, chin to the chest. That's an exhalation. Inhale, reaching the right arm and the left leg as far as you can. Keep going. Again, we want to feel the left fingerprint, the base of the left index finger on the floor. Back into child's pose. Relax your hands, your arms and shoulders, the back of the torso. Acknowledging whatever sensation is present. Good. And then arms all the way forward Virasana. Finding the flow of your breath. And downward facing dog pose. We're going to walk little tiny steps as far forward as you can so that you can come up to standing. Through your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Now we're going to be stepping forward and back on the mat. You can do it like that with just little steps forward and back from downward facing dog pose or from your lunges, or you can put the seat of the chair in front of you. I'm going to do this without the chair today, but please use one if it helps you feel easier in the body. Tadasana with the feet under the hips, feet parallel. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up, stretch the sides of the body. Look up. Good. As you exhale, hinging at the front of the hip crease, we'll come into Uttanasana. If you have your chair, you can put your hands and maybe even your head on the seat of the chair. Otherwise, hands to the floor. Uttanasana. Good. We're going to step the left foot back and try to straighten your legs just for a moment. Good. And then right foot back. Downward facing dog pose. Good. Feel that good work in your hands. Press your heels. We're going to step the left foot forward and straighten the legs for a moment. And then right foot forward. Come up onto straight arms and look forward. A little bit of a back bend. Good. And then we're going to roll up. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, right foot back. A little bit of straight legs, even if it's for a moment, trying to get them straight. Good. And then left foot back. Downward facing dog pose.
Let the head just hang. Now we're going to step the right foot forward. Straighten your legs for a moment, or towards straight. Maybe they don't go all the way to straight like mine. Good. And then we're going to step forward. Make a little back bend. Lift the chest, look forward. And then bend the knee. And rolling the spine up. Arms up, look up. And as you exhale, Tadasana. We'll keep adding a little more to each side as we go. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, left foot back. And for a moment, try to straighten your legs. Good. Downward facing dog pose. Good. We're going to come into plank position. So make sure you've got room between your hands and your feet. Bring the shoulders forward. Put they're over the wrist. Lift the front core of the body. Good. Press back into downward facing dog pose. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot steps forward. Straighten your legs for a moment. Ooh. Step the right foot forward. Uttanasana. Look forward. Lift up onto fingertips. Looking forward. Bend the knees and inhale. Come up. And Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, Uttanasana. Good. Right foot back. Straight legs for a moment. Ooh. Left foot back, downward facing dog pose. Plank pose. Feel where the weight is in the hand. Shoulders come forward. Hips drop without sagging. You feel strong in the core of the body. Downward facing dog pose. Right foot forward. Legs are straight. Left foot forward. Look up. Roll up. And Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Left foot back. Straight leg. Right foot back. Downward facing dog pose. Good. We're going to walk the feet together. So downward facing dog pose. And you're going to lift up your left leg. Good. Bend the knee and open the front of your chest towards the left side of your mat. So look under your left armpit. So the foot is just dangling in the direction of the right sit bone. Good. And then release that side. We're going to step the left foot forward, straight legs for a moment. Good. Right foot forward. Look up, make a little back bend. Bend your knees and inhale and roll up. Urdhva-hastasana. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. As you exhale, Uttanasana. Look up. Right foot back, straight legs for a moment. Good. Left foot back, downward facing dog pose. Good. Walk the feet together, inside edges of the feet together. Lift the right leg. And you lift up nice and high, and then bend the knee. And then keep lifting the right hip and turn your torso to look under your right armpit. Ooh. Couple of deep breaths. Feel where the weight is in your hands. Keep it in the fingerprints. Good. Bring the right foot back. Right foot forward, straight leg. Left foot forward, Uttanasana. Look up and all the way up. Tadasana. Good. Now we're going to change it a little. Inhale, arms up. This time, bring your hands together, palms together, in front of your heart. Namaste. Take the left leg back. We're going to stay facing forward. And bend both of your knees. And the back knee, the closer it goes to the floor, the harder the work. So you decide where you need to start that. But feel like your legs are parallel. Lifting the front of the left hip. Draw the shoulder blades down. Feeling those powerful legs. Nice. Now we're going to straighten the back leg. Keep the front leg bent for warrior one. Take the arms up by the ears. And looking. Good. Bring the hands in front of the heart. We're going to step forward and balance onto the right foot. And you might have your left tiptoes on the floor. You might be able to lift the leg up in front. If you're lifting up nice and high, you can hold your knee and really squeeze it in towards the chest. But we want to keep that sense of long spine. Easy shoulders. Good. And then releasing that side. Close to my chair here. Oh. Inhale, arms up. Bring the hands together. Hands in front of the heart. Good. Step the right leg back. We're going to bend both of the knees. So the main thing I want you to do is try and keep your legs parallel. The more you bend the back knee, the harder the work. So just ascertain what kind of work that back leg needs. More strengthening for the quadricep. Just watch that your knee is comfortable. Keep your legs parallel. That really helps. Press the hands, draw the shoulder blades down. Good. And then we're going to straighten the back leg. And try to press the heel down to the floor. Keep the front leg bent for warrior one. Take the arms up by the ears. Virabhadrasana. Shoulder blades down. Looking up, open the heart. Good. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. Step forward, balance onto your left foot. Bring the right foot in front. Either tiptoes on the floor, the chair, or you can lift your knee, even hold your knee. But whatever hand-leg position, we want to feel that the spine is lifting, that the core of the body is in full support, and the shoulders are up. Good, and then release that side. Inhale, arms up. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Step the left foot back. This time, have a distance where you can keep your back heel on the floor, legs straight. Good. We're going to take the arms behind and hold the elbows or the forearms or the wrists, somewhere that you can reach. Good, and we're lifting the breastbone and looking up. Feel the back heel pressing. Now, of course, we want to have our balance. So if you do feel wobbly, you can release your hands. You can hold onto your chair in front. Feeling the parallel feet connected to the ground as you start to hinge at the front of the hip crease, the right hip crease, and reach the torso forward. With the arms bound behind, Notice how the chest is automatically lifting, that you maintain that back bend shape in your back. So there's an ease of the skin of the spine. Legs are straight and strong. Lift the kneecaps. Feel the sides of the trunk lengthen. Good, and then pressing into the feet as you lift up. Release your hands. Bring them into the prayer position in front and press them so you can anchor your shoulder blades down. We're going to step forward in balance. You might be holding your knee or even your foot if you're starting to warm up your balances. But above all, long spine, support of the core. Good, and then release that side. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. Palms together in front of the heart. Step the right foot back. So the distance we're looking for is the maximum front to back where you still have your back heel on the floor. Strong, straight legs. We're going to make a little bit of a back bend as we bind the hands behind. You might be holding your elbows, forearms or wrist. Finding your balance. Feeling the connection of your feet to the floor. Strong legs. And reaching the torso forward. Feel the skin over the spine stay easy as the legs start to stretch. And then we reach that area of, ooh, it's pretty tight. Can I go further? What's happening here? Above all, keep your balance. And an ease to the spine, an ease to the neck. Let the intense experience in the leg be just that. Try to keep the hips level to the floor, the chest level to the floor, and lifting. Good, and then you're going to release your hands as you lift up so that you can step forward and balance on your left foot. Holding your knee, or your foot, or your tiptoes might still be on the floor. Feeling full support from the core and the spine lengthening and the shoulders relaxed. Good, and then releasing that side. Tadasana, feet under the hips. Inhale up. As you exhale, Uttanasana. We're going to hold Uttanasana for a few breaths. And you're going to sway your torso from side to side. So trying to keep the hips facing forward. And see if you can relax a little more the back of the neck. Find a freedom of movement in your spine. And can support however feels soft, relaxing for the hand. Good, and then coming back to center. We're going to sit down, and you might have to lift up to sit down from here, or you might be able to try and keep heels on the floor and take your sit bones down towards the floor. Use your hands, of course, if you need to. And here we are back up onto our blanket. We're going to take the legs out wide.
Bring the hands behind the hips. Feel that full support of the core of the body lifting the spine. So the front core, the sides of the waist are all lifting and lengthening. We'll press the back of the knees down towards the floor. Unless, of course, there's any pain in your knees. Always put something underneath a blanket or a cushion. Good. We want to explore our forward range of motion, and that might be a very small range. That's okay. Try with a more of a pendulum rather than a wave to swing the torso a little bit forward and a little bit back. So in the forward movement, you might notice where the body feels resistant. And as you release, you get that nice sense of release. Slow the breath down and try to hold the forward movement for a little bit longer. As you exhale, pause for a moment. And as you inhale, come back up. So slowing the breath down. Notice the pause at the end of the exhalation, where you allow yourself to sit with that strong resistance in the body. And come back up. Good. Now, if your range of movement is small here, keep going in that way with the breath, using the pause at the end of the exhalation. If you're comfortable in your forward movement, bring your hands in front and hold the forward position. But still keep the breath slow. Make a little pause at the end of the exhalation. Take notice of what exists for you in that pause. In your surrounding, in your body. Now, people who have been moving forward and back with the breath, move as far forward as your body allows you to swing. So we're all in our maximum forward range of movement. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the left leg. So keep your forward movement, but head over towards the left leg and really try to reach with your right arm. And you're heading for the outside of the left leg or the left foot. And if we give that right side of the body a nice big stretch. We're working into those side core and back core muscles and lengthening them. Still find that pause. The end of your exhalation. Now you're going to keep your forward range of movement and come back to center. Cool. And then reaching over to your right leg. If you really reach with your left hand here to the outside edge of your right foot or leg, so that you're really stretching the left waist, left lower back. You'll find that lengthening of the core on that side, the side and the back. Find the pause at the end of your exhalation. What kind of space is that?
Good. And then keep your forward range of motion. And all the way back to center. And just taking notice. Good. And then inhale and coming up. Nice work. We're going to lay down. Feet hip width and parallel and legs bent. Press your lower back into the floor. Do that on an exhalation, and again, find a little pause at the end of this. And when you're ready, take an inhalation and arch your lower back away from the floor. So your hips stay on the floor, your ribs are on the floor, just the lower back up. Keep going with that kind of breath. Exhale, retention. Don't try and force too much length out of the breath. It should feel nourishing, not straining. Good, and then find your natural shape spine. We're going to take the hips up and down, and let's do that in a way that really works into each joint of the spine. So try to do it bone by bone. So your feet are parallel, your legs are parallel. Try to hold that shape and really use the power of your legs and your feet. Rolling the spine up and down. We're going to take the left heel onto the right knee and hug your right knee closer into your shoulder. And if you hold that idea of bringing the left knee in, the right knee in, the left knee away from your left shoulder, in the space of that pause at the end of your exhalation. Notice if there's a little more space that exists in your mind and your body in that pause. Good, and then release that side. And last side. Right heel, left knee. We bring the knees into the chest, or the feet in towards the chest, and left knee towards the left shoulder, right knee away from the right shoulder. If you make a pause between the exhalation and your next inhalation, what happens then? Good, and then releasing that side. Arms out from the shoulders, inside edges of the feet together, knees together. Hips lift and go left and knees go right. And we're going to just be passive here, experiencing the lengthening of the body. You can turn to look over your left arm. And again, find the exhale and a pause at the end of your exhale. Feel the body length. Squeeze your tummy, pelvic floor as you lift your legs. We lift the hips, they go right, knees go left, and you can look over your right arm. Be passive here, apart from the breath. Exhaling and then pausing. How does body react to that pause? Good. Use the core of the body to lift the legs. Hug the knees into the chest. And if you'd like to stay in your own Shavasana, let your legs out to straight. Namaste. If you need to finish your practice as I do, we're going to roll over to the side and come up to sitting. We just had a parcel delivery. Having a seat. Finding the length of the ease of your shoulders. Your natural breath. Namaste.